So that was something else I wanted, was to build a company that could operate independently of me. But I didn't want to build a company. And that's where the Shopify Exchange came in. Hey guys, I'm Tonya Rapley, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, where I talk about things related to entrepreneurship, motherhood, and just living a joyfully aligned life, because that's what I'm all about. Today's video, we're going to talk about my experience buying on the Shopify Exchange. All right, guys, so I'm just going to dig right on in because I don't like watching videos for the fluff. I'm not going to fluff y'all. And so when it comes to buying a business on the Shopify Exchange, it can be a varied experience for others. This is my experience. So the Shopify Exchange is a place where you can buy existing Shopify businesses that and the owner no longer wants to keep them. So if you have a Shopify business and you are tired of that business, or you're ready to move on to the next things, you can sell it on the Shopify Exchange. Me and my husband purchased the company Club Loofah on the Shopify Exchange in November of 2019. Prior to that point, I had been looking for another business to purchase. I knew I wanted to add another business to my portfolio, but there were certain things that I just knew I wasn't willing or able to do. Prior to buying Club Loofah, which is an e-commerce business, I successfully operated MyFab Finance, a financial education business that has impacted the financial lives of thousands. And I love the work that we've done, but I also am a person who's always looking for what's next in my life, because I knew I didn't want to be a financial educator until the end of time. I like numbers, but I don't love numbers unless it's money in my bank account. And so I decided to start looking for other options and started putting it out there and talking to other people. That was really important for me, is to put out my intention to other people, and putting that intention out actually brought Club Loofah right to my inbox, literally. My little sister had a business on the Shopify Exchange. Well, she had a business on Shopify, and she closed her Shopify business. And before she closed it out, Shopify asked her if she wanted to sell it on the Shopify Exchange. A lot of people sell their drop shipping sites on the Shopify Exchange, and it's easy to do that because with drop shipping, you aren't carrying any inventory. But Club Loofah was not and is not a drop shipping business. We hold the inventory until we move it into a warehouse. The inventory is with us at our storage facility, or with us, what we have on hand to do order fulfillment. I decided to buy an online business because I was in the service-based industry with MyFab Finance, and I realized how much of a challenge it was for me to scale it. And what I needed to do to scale it, I didn't want to do that to scale it for it to become a multiple six-figure business. I kind of have some commitment issue, guys, and like there are certain things I need to do, like show up regularly and and I didn't necessarily become an entrepreneur for that. I became an entrepreneur for the freedom and flexibility, and I wasn't willing to do those things. Yes, you do need to be consistent when it comes to a product-based business, but it's easier to scale that because you can hire out. With my service-based business, I am and was the face of that business. Rather, with Club Loofah, I'm not the face of it. The company can operate independently of me. So when I was looking at the businesses, so actually my sister sent me Club Loofah. Like that was the first one she sent me and so forth. But then I was like, well, what is this Shopify Exchange? And so I started looking through the website and looking at the different businesses they had. And for me, the business had to have like a few things. The first one is it legitimately had to be a good idea. Because let's be honest, all business ideas, they're not good ideas. The second thing was it needed to be established. And so I did not want to go through branding and coming up with a name and all this other stuff that comes along with starting a business. I just wanted to buy something and run with it. I didn't want to like have to lace the shoes up and everything. I just wanted to run along about my merry way with it. So it's important that it did that. And then I had to see the opportunity to grow it. Like for me, when I looked at the business, I had to say, okay, this is what I feel they aren't doing, and this is what I feel that I can contribute to it. There were certain businesses that I was like, I don't know what needs to be done with this. I don't see. But with Club Loofah, it was relatively clear to me. They weren't necessarily running ads. They didn't really have a strong social media presence. And there were a few other things that I found out once I purchased a business that now in retrospect, like, oh, okay, those were glaring. Will I purchase another business on the Shopify Exchange or purchase another existing business? Yeah, I do it. I'm learning a lot with Club Loofah right now, and it's been a humbling experience, guys. I thought I was just going to get in here and like slam dunk it like Jordan. It's like, no, boo, wait a minute, sit on the sidelines. You got to figure out how to do this. This e-commerce thing is very different. And I thought just because I sold a few books on MyFab Finance website and we have a best-selling book on Amazon and all that stuff that, no, there is still so much more for me to learn, and I'm still learning, but I would do it again. Okay, so when I purchased the site, when I reached out to the seller, the seller was just I have to say the seller who I bought Club Loofah from is a good person. We're still friends on social media. He's just a good person. And so the initial conversation, I saw it. I reached out to him, let him know that I had been reviewing the site and so forth. I actually had been looking at Club Loofah for 2 weeks before I actually emailed him. We got on the phone and everything. He said, you know what? I'm so happy you reached out to me because I just sent an email today to let them know that I'd be pulling the plug because it's been up for sale for the past couple of weeks and no one bit. And so I was just going to close the business. But if you want to buy it, I'll give it to you for $3,500 off the asking price. Where do I send you the money? That's exactly how I felt. Went ahead, talked to my husband about it. I sent my husband an email, talked to him about it, told him what my game plan was. The owner had that money within, what we had to do is he initiated the sale on Shopify Exchange. The money was put into escrow. So we had to put our funds into escrow to let him know that we had it and that we were serious. Then we ended up meeting up with him because look at God, the way that God works. He was actually based in Riverside, California, right outside of Los Angeles, where we previously lived. And so we went to meet with him in Riverside. We got all the IP that we needed for the business, including passwords and everything else. He walked us through how he did order fulfillment, took us to the storage facility and everything else, just showed us the rails of it. We brought all the inventory from that storage facility to the one that I had purchased. So once we went into escrow, I went ahead and purchased a storage unit to put the items in. With our deal came 7,000 of their loofahs and products that they had. Let me tell you, 50 loofahs are heavy. 7,000. We had an entire U-Haul truck bumping down. I don't know what that was. We were driving down the highway listening to Nipsey Hussle because yes, we're doing things. And we took it, we moved them into our storage unit and so forth. And after we confirmed that the owner had given us everything, escrow closed out, he got his money, and we were able to successfully take ownership of the business. I feel like we did everything by book, but Shopify Exchange says we didn't. Escrow.com, whoever we use, says we didn't do everything by the book. So they said that they wouldn't let me do any deals on there for a period of couple of years because I don't know. I felt like we did everything by the book. Maybe I'll reach back out to them, but right now I'm in the process of growing Club Loofah. So the owner, they washed their hands of it. There were a few things that we still needed. We needed to get access to all the social media accounts. We needed to get previous assets that they had. Once I got into the thick of things, I started to realize there were certain things that we still needed, and he was more than gracious to provide them to us. We had to open up our own Stripe accounts. We ended up opening up a bank account and everything to make sure that the money that was processing would move into our accounts. If you do purchase a Shopify site, and ours was a subscription site. So that's another thing to add. Club Loofah was a subscription business, and that's one of the things that I love about it is that we bought it, it was already making money. When we bought Club Loofah, it made money 2 days afterwards because they already had customers who were being billed on a regular basis. We have kept and maintained that model. But I wanted to make sure that money wasn't going into the old owner's bank account. So one of the first things I did was make sure we set up our bank account and make sure we rerouted everything to our account since we were now taking on the expense and the operation of Club Loofah. I'm sure you're wondering, okay, Tonya, sounds good. Where are you guys at now? So right now, our sales are actually up 217% from the previous year period. We decided one of the first things we did was we issued a survey to the existing customer base to get to know them. One of the things we found when we did the survey was that they actually had more male customers than the brand appealed to. It was a highly feminine brand, and they weren't necessarily catering to their male audience, but there were men. And one of the things that I have found in having a subscription business is that men don't unsubscribe at the rate that women do. Some of our male subscribers have been down for Club Loofah for 2 years, going on 3. Yes, it has been an asset, but I got to know them. And then I actually sent out a survey to find out, what are things you like to see from the brand? How do you feel about the brand? Just to take the temperature and to find the additional areas that I can improve on. And ask people, what are the different things that we can improve on? And started to implement some of those changes. Some of the complaints were the packaging. Someone else felt that the brand could be a little more higher end. Some people felt the materials being used weren't very different from what they could find in stores. And so we spent the next couple of months just rebranding. We did a new website. We changed out the logo. And we did a few things to make the business a little more higher end, because we do realize that we are a premium bath product, and we're actually in the process of scaling it to even more higher end audience. So no, I don't want the Bath and Body Works audience. I want the Necessaire. I might have messed that name up. I want the Necessaire. I want the Joe Malone audience. I want the people who are shopping at Restoration Hardware, not Rooms to Go. I know that's what I want for my brand. That's where I see it going. And so right now we're rebranding to reach that audience. With that said, right now we are currently up, our sales are up 217%. And then we've actually doubled our average order values. I did not look into that when I purchased the company, but it's something that now, knowing the world of e-commerce, is very important. Average order value means how much you are making average on an order. Like, what's your average sale? When we purchased Club Loofah, the average order value was about $4.99. We've done a few things, including offering more opportunities to upsell items. We added a candle line. We're about to roll out a body care line to increase the purchases per sale, or the pieces per sale. Right now we've doubled that average order value. Actually, we a little over double, because now we're at a $10 average order value. My goal is to get the company up to at least a between the $25, $45 range for our average order value, because I think at that point we're really talking shop. And then we did add new product. We have rebranded and we're rolling out new items. And so I've been really excited. I mean, it's an excuse for me to shop and try things out. But our shower at home literally looks like a test lab. I'm not going to roll anything out without testing it on my body first and so forth. So me and my husband have been aggressively testing products. It's taken about 6 months to find the right body care product, but now we're ready. We have vendors lined up that we're ready to roll out. So that's what's up for us in the future as a result of buying this company. And so would I do it again? I would do this again. I would buy Club Loofah again. I'm really happy about this brand. I'm really happy about the opportunity, even if it doesn't grow into the $1 million business that I hope it would, but it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. I would still be happy about it because it's been a great learning experience, and it requires a different brain to think from a retail level to a service-based level and vice versa. I'm very happy that I got my start with MyFab Finance and that this is where the road has progressed to. So right now with Club Loofah, I am learning everything that I can about e-commerce. I recently created an e-commerce group over on Clubhouse. If you are interested in joining that, make sure you comment and below if you're interested in joining the e-commerce group that I created on Clubhouse, or just let me know if you're interested in learning more about buying a Shopify business and my experience. Over the course of this channel, I'll be sharing more videos. At the end of this video, you probably can check out another one that I have, and I'll just make sure that I continue to share the knowledge, because I don't think enough people know about the resource that is a Shopify Exchange. So I wanted to share my authentic experience. They did not pay me. This is not sponsored by Shopify. This is just an entrepreneur who is learning how to do multiple things and continuing to grow her legacy, sharing so other people can grow theirs. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you comment below. Let's interact. This is not a one-way conversation. Let me know more of what you want to hear. Let me know what was valuable for you about this conversation. And please make sure you're subscribed so that I can continue to grow here on YouTube. And then make sure you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be passionate, be profitable.